Hello everyone, it's Ryan here from Not Real Music, and today I have another interview, this time with Jeremy, also known as Atheists. He makes music, and as well as that, he actually works with the very famous Anthony Fantano and does some video editing for him and other things for the Needle Drop, which is pretty cool, and I am quite happy to be talking to him today. So yeah, how you doing, Jeremy?
I'm doing well, Ryan. How are you?
Yes, I am good. I'm good. Yeah, so do you want to introduce yourself to the world? I'm sure they'd love that.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you basically said most of what I would say.
Yeah.
Name is Jeremy. I go by Atheists. I'm not
Hmm.
sure why. I've had many names in my young songwriting life. This is the longest one that has stuck, though, so I just
Yeah.
keep it for now.
Nice.
Um, I do work with Anthony Fantano as a video editor.
Hmm.
He and I are over in the States. I know you're over in the UK, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're an East Coast little group.
Hmm.
I don't know what else should I say. I've been making music since I was 16, but I've only been putting it online for the past couple years.
Hmm.
And yeah, I don't know. I'm really bad at introducing myself. If you can't tell.
No, it's alright. I'm not good at that either, to be fair.
It's kind of like
Um,
icebreakers in class on the first day when they ask you to
yeah,
stand up and say something special about yourself.
yeah. That is, yeah. I know what you mean. So yeah, what's it like working with Anthony? How is he as a guy?
Oh, he's great.
He's great, yeah.
He's a very good person. He's just as weird and silly as he is in his videos. But he takes what he does really seriously, and I mean, he's made it his livelihood. So I just saw an article too, not about him, but it was another YouTuber. I can't remember who, but it was basically about how difficult it is to for YouTube to be your living these days. So in that sense, he's very serious about what he does, and I have a lot of appreciation for his work ethic. He turns out, I mean,
Yeah.
5 or 6 videos a week. So, and I edit a lot of those, so I'm kind of always editing something for him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it's been fun. It's been a learning experience with editing. I mean, I was in film school when he asked me to start helping him out, so that was kind of a nice compliment to that.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't know, he's been very understanding and sympathetic over the years for various reasons, and he's been a real fun person to work alongside. So I'm
Oh
glad
yeah.
that he hasn't fired me yet.
Nice, nice. Um, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's good stuff to hear, man. So yeah, tell me some like some stuff about your music. Like, what got you into making music?
Well, like I said, I started making music probably when I was
Mm.
about 16.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I had like my brother's guitar or something, and it had two missing strings or something like that, and which is probably why he gave it to me. And I just started trying to teach myself on basically a broken guitar.
Yeah.
So that was just me. It was sort of a mix of killing time and trying to figure out something new, because I've been a music listener and fan since I was probably 11 or 12 when I
Mm.
started really paying attention and realizing that it can be taken seriously and all that good stuff. So I was interested to experiment with making it myself, but I had no idea what I was doing. And then
Hmm.
eventually I got my own guitar that had all 6 strings, and just kind of started teaching myself. So I wrote a bunch of songs before I had a guitar. I just wrote lyrics. So then once I got a guitar, I started trying to make those into songs. And of course, most of those didn't end up working. And most of everything I made in that time was probably terrible.
Yeah, yeah,
But it was the start of it. So I've always been an acoustic guitar player.
yeah.
I'm going on 9 years of making music in one sense or another at this point.
Hmm.
So I've written a lot on the acoustic guitar, and until very recently when I started experimenting more with keyboards and processed beats and stuff like that. So, which is
Yeah.
mostly just due to restlessness at this point.
Yeah. Nice. But you love doing it though?
I do, and I even still like.
Yeah.
I mean, I still like the guitar.
Yeah.
I don't. I actually don't have a keyboard in my house, so I can't play it all the time. And the guitar I have in my living room, so I play it almost daily, even if just for a couple minutes. And it's not even really for practice. It's just because I like to try to come up with new songs, or try to see if I can remember my old songs, or even just to kind of fiddle around with it. So I do still enjoy it. It's just that, after years of writing albums worth of acoustic guitar material, I just sort of wanted to put it aside for a bit, and start making more electronic music, just mostly for fun.
Yeah.
But I do still like making music. I am constantly writing and constantly coming up with things, even if I don't ever let them see the light of day. I am still, it's kind of always happening.
Yeah. No, yeah, totally.
Considering, sorry to cut you off, but
No, go on.
considering that I don't make my living off of it, at least not in any sense right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I don't want to say it's like, oh, that's great, because obviously it'd be cool if I could.
Yeah, yeah.
It is kind of nice that it doesn't feel like a job right now.
Yeah.
In a way. I mean, I hope that even if I ended up ever making any sort of money off of it, which I really don't right now, I just do it as a hobby. Even if I did, I think I would still enjoy it enough where it wouldn't feel like work, and that would be like the barometer I use to make sure I'm still doing what I want to be doing. Because once it starts feeling like work, I think that's, for any kind of artistic pursuit, I feel like that's almost when you need to take a break.
Yeah, yeah.
And I haven't hit that yet, so that's nice for me.
No, yeah, that's good. That's really good. But yeah, I see what you're saying. That, yeah, like if it feels tedious at any point, and then it's just like you're doing it for the sake of it because you need to make a living, it wouldn't ever really come out with good results, would it? So it's good that you're at that point where you don't feel like you're just doing it for the sake of it.
No, I don't feel like I'm there yet. Hopefully I don't ever get there.
No, I don't think you will. I don't know if many musicians do. Unless they do, I haven't spoke to enough to find out.
Maybe if you do it for long enough and prolifically enough, you might just get tired. Not necessarily that you don't enjoy it, but I know there have been plenty of artists, even ones I listen to, that go away for so many years because they needed a break from touring, from writing, from playing. I can see how you might need a break, but even those people, most of them, I think, would say they still enjoy it. It's just that they couldn't do it as a job anymore. So.
Yeah. So tell me some of like your influences, like for your music.
You'd ask me that.
It's kind of a standard question, isn't it?
Well, not only that. It's just because I knew that I would have a slight difficulty answering it, because I feel like, and I don't want to sound contrived or pretentious, but I feel like I have a lot of trouble when people ask me what inspired, a song or a sound that I'm using, or an album. Someone actually just asked me that the other day about this new album that's coming out, and I like didn't know what to tell her, because even though I'm making more electronic music right now,
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at what I've recently played on iTunes, it's like it's like Joanna Newsom,
Yeah.
and Nina Anastasia, and Bjork, and stuff like that. So I feel like my inspirations don't necessarily directly inspire what I do, only in the sense that these people are songwriters and performers that I look up to and sort of aspire to level myself with. So, I mean, out of even just the three I just mentioned, I mean, I would never deign to compare myself to people like Bjork or Joanna Newsom, because they sort of exist in this higher echelon to me. But they do inspire my music in that, for example, Joanna Newsom, I think, is sort of the best lyricist we have right now, and so because of that, she makes me want to write lyrics. She makes the kinds of songs that make me want to make songs, even if my songs don't sound like hers. So even though my music right now is more synth based than it's ever been, still is in some way a result of listening to things like Joanna Newsom.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. That's why I have trouble answering it, because
Yeah.
a few people that I've played these songs to have said that they remind them of like of Montreal or The Knife a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
And which again, I hate comparing myself to people that I think are like leagues ahead of me.
Yeah.
I would never have ever compared myself to these people, but I wasn't listening to them when I made it.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's not like this direct inspiration thing. It's just sort of all these people that I look up to and idolize almost as being the pinnacle of the field I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
That it sort of just trickles down and it makes me want to work more. It makes me want to create material more than it makes me want to mimic what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense.
No, yeah, I get you, yeah. That totally does make sense. Yeah, I think that's quite a common thing. I think with most musicians, I'd imagine, you know, not necessarily having direct inspiration, but like, you know, just kind of picking out little bits from each artist that you love and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably more influenced genre-wise by singer-songwriters. I've always been interested in singer-songwriters,
Yeah.
and it's pretty apparent by most of what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Like Nina Anastasia, who I mentioned before, who I think is one of the best singer-songwriters of the 21st century, and unfortunately no one really seems to ever know who I'm talking about when I mention her.
No, I don't think I've
partly
heard.
because she hasn't released an album in like 8 years, so
Oh.
that's probably why.
Yeah, that's quite a while.
But singer-songwriters, acoustic players, folk singers. But I'm not like a lot of people come out with an album and they're like, oh, I was really influenced by 70s soul. Like, I can't in my head, I can't pinpoint that much.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's just my own ignorance to my own field, but I just can't. I have trouble pinpointing exactly, like, oh, what I was really inspired by for this album. I'm just pretty bad at that.
Yeah. No, I get you. Yeah. So Nina, what's it? Nina Anastasia. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nina Anastasia. Yeah, she's from New York. She's
Okay.
She's just a great writer, and I wish more people knew about her.
Yeah, I'll have to give it a try. What's going on? Why is she taking so long to put out a new album? Is she kind of just...
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay.
I wish I knew. I was going down like a Nina Anastasia YouTube rabbit hole the other day.
Yeah.
And I found that she performed last year for what I can only imagine is the first time in a few years. So I'm hoping that is some sort of sign. I don't really know.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully.
She'll never hear this, but if she did, I would say, that we miss her.
Maybe she will hear it
on the internet for all I know. She's out in the wilderness. I don't know.
Yeah, perhaps. So yeah, I'll be checking her out. Thanks for that recommendation.
Yeah, I mean, she's very low key, but she's just such a great writer. So she is a big inspiration to me lyrically.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So tell me some of like your albums of last year. I know I'm asking some cliche questions, but
you mean like ones I listened to that I liked a lot?
Yeah, I guess like your favorites. Did you have like a handful of favorites or?
Yeah, I mean, let me think back. I made a list actually for the Needle Drop, but now I can't remember it.
Oh yeah, I probably saw it actually. If he shared it, I would have probably given it a read.
Yeah. I mean, I hate ranking like top tens. I hate doing that. So
do you? Why?
Only because I always I go back and forth with myself the entire time I'm making it. Eventually, I just have to send it in. Yeah. And while I would never say I don't stick by the list that's up. I would say if you asked me tomorrow, it might be different. Yeah. Like my number one for the sake of the internet was Pleasure by Feist, which was a record I really liked when I first heard it and then really grew on me over the course of the year. Yeah. But if you asked me another time, I might say that the Zola Jesus record might be my number one, or the Jens Lekman record might be my number one. There was just a lot of good things last year, and after my top 10 on the website, actually, I did 20 more like alphabetical honorable mentions, but they're all, to me, worthy of being in the top 10. I just couldn't put them all there. Yeah, for sure, yeah. But yeah, no, there was a lot of good music last year, and unfortunately, I feel like some of it got overlooked, as it always does. Yeah, heavy, yeah. There's this band from Baltimore called Celebration. Right. who are really cool and have been doing cool things for I think over a decade now, and they used to be pretty closely tied with TV on the radio.
All right, okay.
And Katrina Ford is their singer, and she pops up on a few songs of theirs, but they, for some reason, they just never got as known as TV on the radio, and they released a really good album last year. So stuff like that was on my list.
Yeah.
But that Feist record, I would say is for all intents and purposes, I guess would be my number one.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I did love the album artwork to that one. That album artwork. I love it.
It's so funny too, because at first you just see all the flowers, and like then you see her, and then you notice she's about to slam into a door.
Yeah.
I have to wonder where they shot that too, because it doesn't look fake. I mean, it's super saturated, but I think it was a real place, and she must have happened upon it and been floored.
Yeah.
I mean, I can only imagine. I wish I knew, but it is a really great album cover and a very good album. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I do love that album cover. So yeah, what would you say like has been this might be a difficult question actually, but what's like been I don't know why I'm asking this. Who knows the answer to this one? But what would you say like last year was a good year for music, but what would you say was like the best year so far we've had in the decade? Personally, to you?
The reason that's a hard question for me is because I have a really, really bad memory.
Okay.
Like every time, and I do this most years, I don't think I did it this year. Every time I make a list for a year, I look back at my last few, and I used to put some up on Sputnik Music too. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
Yeah.
It's like a mostly user-based website. And I used to put some lists up there, so I go on there and kind of look up what I liked in those past years, but mostly I just remember the records I really liked, but I feel like that's a really bad metric to measure the entire year by. Like if I remember correctly, 2010 was actually really good, but that was so long ago. Like, and I mean, maybe it's not a surprise because there was a Joanna Newsom record that year.
Yeah. Sure.
But then other years, I mean, was it 2011 that PJ Harvey's Let England Shake came out?
Yeah, I love that album, yeah.
That was a great album, and also, if I remember correctly, a very good year. I think Tune Yards' Who Kill came out that year too.
Yeah,
and
that's
then,
true.
Like 2014, I know Grouper had an album out called Ruins that I really liked. So I don't know, I kind of think of them all as things I like, and then everything else just kind of falls away. But I would say, just to take a stab, I'd say like 2010 and 2011 were really good. Yeah, I guess I'll stop there because I'm just gonna be taking shots in the dark if I keep talking about it.
No, yeah, that's fair enough.
Every year there's things I really like, and then there are things that I really didn't like, and then there are things that I thought I'd like and I didn't. So it just every year it's kind of a crapshoot.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. I'm the same, but I think I'm a bit of a weirdo because I just seem to have like a really good memory for like years.
So bad at that.
I just like remember like, oh yeah, that came out that year. Oh, that came out that year. Even like in years I wasn't born, I could probably like list off some like albums.
Well, I mean, I could, but again, I was about to say I could do that for some. But
yeah.
The ones I'm gonna say are ones I love, which just kind of goes back to my original point that I only remember things I love.
Yeah.
Like
sure.
Kate Bush, 1985. She Towns of Love. Like I'm good at that, but if you gave me like a random like Velvet Underground record, I would not be able to tell you what it came out in because I'm not super invested in them, and that's just how I think of music. So
that's fair enough. So just wanted to ask as well, like it's quite clear that you're like obviously singer-songwriters are like your like go-to sort of like genre, because like you've listed off mostly like your favorite singer-songwriters of each year and stuff like that. So just out of curiosity, are there any genres that you're not really like into at all? Because obviously that's like your main one, I'd say. But there are any like genres out there that you just like you can't get into, like you think are a bit overrated, maybe like rap music or like country music and stuff like that? Anything like that?
I know those are like probably classically the ones that would be said. I think there's a lot of good country and there's a lot of bad country, and I think country gets a pretty bad rap.
Yeah.
Mostly because I think mainstream country is not my bag at all.
No.
I prefer the more alternative country or Americana or bluegrass.
Yeah.
Nico Case or Jillian Welch or people like that.
Yeah. I agree.
As for rap, I'm very case by case with rap.
Mm-hmm.
It really depends on the person and what they're saying. it's not I wouldn't say it's my favorite genre, but it's not one that I would say I don't like, because there are people in it that I like. The first one that came to mind was like heavy metal. No, more like death metal.
Okay.
I'm not a big, blaring wall of sound, screaming music kind of guy.
Yeah.
So probably black metal or doom metal. And then I guess I would like to say opera. But the thing with opera is that it's so impressive to me that I can't write it off.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want to go see one, but it's really impressive. So, whereas death metal, I have trouble finding things to like in.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I know there's a lot of death metal that people love. I know, like Sun and Death Heaven, but I just can't get into it. Maybe I will someday, but I can't. I'm not right now.
No, yeah. No, that's fair enough. It's just one of those things, I guess. But yeah, opera I agree with. Like, it's one of those where I'm just like, yeah, I never listen to it. I never seek out opera music ever in my own time. But like, I appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to think of more questions, I guess. So any sort of like of your like favorite Fantano video edits that you've made? Like, what would the ones you've edited? Which one would be like your favorite, or some of your favorites?
Well, it's hard to answer because so many of them are just reviews.
Yeah.
And the thing when I'm editing reviews is that it all follows a very similar pattern. So it's hard for me to pick any of those. I know that he did a video last year on Tyler, the Creator. It was like a think piece about his maybe coming out.
Oh yeah.
That was kind of fun to edit because it wasn't a review, and I don't get to edit things that aren't reviews terribly often. So I got to kind of have a little bit of fun with that one. But yeah, typically they're all pretty standard, and I mean, I enjoy it more if I like the album he's talking about.
Yeah.
Or I should say if he likes the album.
That exactly. Or do you find yourself agreeing with him a lot, or is it a bit hit or miss, or?
It's pretty hit or miss.
Is it? Oh, okay.
There are times I'm listening to something that we were both kind of looking forward to, and I'm listening to it before him, and I'll send him a message like, "Oh, you're gonna hate this," even if I like it. But then sometimes he surprises me.
Yeah. Interesting. That's pretty funny. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I guess we could pretty much wrap it up soon. I don't want to make it too long, and there's not much else to ask, I don't think, unless you've got any other things you want to say.
I mean, maybe just that, like, if anyone cares, I do have a new album coming out in April.
Yes.
I know it's kind of early. I put it up in December because it was done, and I just wanted to put it up, not the whole thing, but just put up the page for it.
Yeah.
Because it was done, and I just wanted it to be in the world, sort of. So now there's one song up, but the rest of it's coming out in April, and I'm gonna try to shoot a video for one of the songs next month.
Oh, awesome! That'd be great.
I have a sort of contest running to see if it gets anyone in there. Of if you pre-order it at any point before it comes out, basically I'm going to print a single Atheists t-shirt. Okay. And out of all the pre-orders, I'll like pick someone at random to win it.
Oh, okay.
Essentially.
Okay.
It's just I haven't made the shirt yet, but I have a prototype, and it's pretty much just the album cover on a bright orange t-shirt, and I don't know, I kind of want to just keep it for myself because I think it's cool. But I will send it over to one person who pre-orders my album, so hopefully some people do, so I can give them a prize.
Excellent. I might do that to win a prize. That sounds pretty good.
I know, that's my thought pattern exactly. Like, my friends are like scrolling by, probably like, yeah, I'll get to that if I want to. But if I say there's a prize, I don't know. I hope it draws people in. I didn't think of that last time when I released Fear of Life, but now I'm just trying something new because I want to see what happens. So
yeah. That
But
sounds good.
otherwise, yeah, I mean, it comes out April 6th, and yeah, that's probably about it. I don't have any more announcements.
No, that's cool. But yeah, anyone listening, make sure you do listen to Atheists. I did review your album last year as well, and it was very good. I really liked the album actually. So yeah, do listen to his music because he is very good.
Yeah, it's very different what I'm doing now.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I hope. And who knows if I'll keep doing it. Or if I'm any good at it. I just like I said, I played acoustic guitar for so long. I just wanted to try to push myself. So if you listen to the last one and whether you liked it or not, I think this one's a little different. Hopefully, so
yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, hopefully it goes well, man. Hopefully Fantano gives this one attention. So you never know.
He's told me before he can't review things that we make.
Oh.
So it's conflict of interest.
Oh, okay. That's a shame.
I understand.
Yeah, that's a shame. Well, you won't get that review, but hopefully you'll get a good reception.
I'm not sure I want him to review it.
Yeah, you'll probably end up. I mean, if he's saying bad things and you're forced to edit the video, that wouldn't be very nice.
That would not be very nice. That's one of the conflict of interests, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, I guess we'll end it here. So thank you very much, Jeremy, for coming on and talking to me. It was good. I like this. Yeah, it was very good. And hope your album goes well. And yeah, I guess we'll end it here. So goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, Jeremy. Good night.